I was a little mad because like we didn't have anything better than the day before. Like what we
You
do? Do
didn't
we play
change
more
it.
aggressive? Do
You didn't
we?
change
Yeah,
anything.
we didn't change play style or anything. I was like,
You get the first draw against Boston Uprising, and Boston Uprising are actually a pretty scary team. I mean, there's a lot of scary teams here, but a pretty scary team to draw because they're really like peaking, I think, in terms of
mhm,
how well they're playing. Even after all their drama, I think Mistakes comes in and does quite well as well.
it was, yeah.
But then you end up beating these guys 2-1, as in 2-1 over three best of fives.
Yep, of course. I get it. Yeah.
So I guess what's that?
Um.
Yeah. So you win 3-1, lose 3-1, and then win 3-1.
Okay. A bunch of 3-1. Yeah. I remember the meta was so good for us though. We had EQ on Anzo and Carpe on Widow. I was on Diva, and I think Fragi. No, Sado was on Winston. Maybe.
Yeah, so when I went back, there's a couple of metas emerge. A lot of it is like solo healer Mercy, of course, Winston Diva, double sniper, and then people are having their flex support. So for you guys, Boombox, sometimes play Zen, sometimes play Hog, sometimes play Tracer, sometimes play
Yeah.
Sombra. So it was, but this is when a flex support truly had to flex between literally every possible hero in the game. And I
Yeah.
think this is also around the time London start using Orisa, and people
No
start doing a
way.
lot more of this like pull hook stuff. So
Oh.
then on some maps you get triple tank, so it's like Hog, Orisa to do the pull hook, but then you also play Diva to try and eat the pull to stop the pull hooks going through, and it becomes this weird mini game of eat the pull or don't eat the pull.
Yep. I remember that. That was actually a fun meta. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, Boombox was on Hog. And yeah, that was a little tricky as a Diva player to hit the pool, or if you don't hit the pool, you're late, you just need to boop the hog, or try to like matrice before your hog gets one shot. I think we were pretty good at that.
Well, you beat Boston at the time, so you kind of been that bad at it. And then not
Yep.
only do you beat Boston, you then draw New York, or like the bracket goes and you get New York in the next round. So while London have had to beat Gladiators and Valiant to get to the finals, you have to beat an informed Boston and then the team that is by far top of the league the entire season. And then
Yeah.
in the first best of five, you win 3-0.
Yep.
And then the second best of five is another Philly classic 3-2. And you end up knocking New York out in the semi-finals 2-0.
Yeah. I think we knew we were gonna win that one. I remember. Like we were so good in Scream, we were like winning everybody. Um and we were like surprised that nobody was like believing in us. I mean I guess nobody knew like the Scream bugs and stuff. So everybody was like predicting New York to win, because I mean that makes sense. They ended up first, but we're like, no way we are losing that game, guys. We are so much better than them. That's crazy. And yeah, that went well as well.
And you also then deny New York a chance to play in New York, have sort of a home advantage in that first homestand. So I'm sure they were probably pretty devastated. And this is also a
Yeah,
time where Hopper's starting to come into the roster a little bit more now. But you're also playing together a lot. It's actually, for the most part, it's Hopper and Boombox who are rotating in and out. Because then Hopper will sometimes play Hog, but then also sometimes Tracer and also Zen, because why not?
mm.
Again, Flex Tank, I guess, really earning their earning their name on this one.
Yeah. I mean, Hotbar was like so good on every character, and when he played ranked, he was like just flex queuing, playing. Doesn't matter what he was playing, he was just good at it. I wasn't that much flexible, to be fair. I remember I played some Sombra, some Torbjorn on Anubis, and I was like, oh my god, this is not good, guys. I have nothing to do in this league if I play this. Um, so yeah, I struggle a little bit, like flexibility wise.
So then, Knee's first two games, the quarters and the semis, are all played in the LA studio still in Burbank.
Yep.
Then you beat New York, London beat Valiant, and you are both flying out to New York. So what was the gap then? How much time was there between these semi-finals? Do you remember? And like, how much time did you have to prep for this
Oh
huge
shit.
game?
I have
Maybe
no
I
idea.
can.
Well, let me look at my phone.
All right, maybe I can
I think-
help you with this. So you played your second best of five against New York on the 19th of July,
Yep.
and then it was the 27th of July, your first game in the grand finals. So a week to fly to New York, get set up, and prepare for probably by far the biggest game of your life so far.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was in at the Barclays Center. I don't remember how many people, like 12,000, between 12 and 40,000 on 2 days. So that was crazy, and we are like next to New York, so Philadelphia is pretty close. So I think we had the like crowd advantage. Um, and I remember I don't think London was that good. Like I remember the boom, like because they had two rosters, London, like two contenders team like melted together, and I don't think they were that good. Like they were about to explode. So we are like, guys, we have a big chance at winning that one. Just do not fucked up in front of 12,000 people, please. But yeah, we practice a lot. We float, we fly there, and I remember we stayed in an hotel in New York that was so sketchy. That was like so bad. Like I mean, New York wasn't the best city, and I guess it's not. So like I remember the day before the final, like some homeless guy pressed the fire alarm button and wake everybody in the hotel at 3 a.m. So you go on stage, you see the London players, everybody's like so tired, their hoodies on, and everybody's like, oh, I don't want to do this. So yeah, that was quite a ride.
And then I guess it should be said as well, this is the same format, so it's multiple best of fives
Yep.
again. So potentially a 3-day grand final, essentially. So we go into the first best of five, and I think you don't start the first two maps for this one.
Nope.
So it's, I think, Dorado first, and it's like Winston Diva, Double Sniper, Zen Mercy. And this is then Hopper and Sado playing the Winston Diva. Is this just because originally these were the heroes these guys were brought in for? They obviously both speak the same language, so they communicate better. How did that transition work where Sado and Hopper ended up sort of taking more of this playtime?
I'm not sure actually. I mean, I guess they were just better than us, which will make sense. But yeah, they were speaking English, not Korean, so they got better in English. And yeah, I think I'm not too sure how we decided to split the map time. Maybe I was playing some map, he was playing some map. Just uh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, because the first two maps it was Hopper and Boomboxing, and
Yeah.
then it was a Winston Diva double sniper mirror on Dorado, which I think you lost. And then on Oasis, you play Winston Diva Tracer Farah, and they're playing Widow
Okay.
Brig. And you win that map, and then you come in for map 3. So series is tied 1-1. You come in for map 3 alongside Hopper, and this is where Hopper is doing a bit of Tracer, a bit of Hog, bit of Zen, bit of everything.
Okay.
What was it
What
like?
was the map?
It was Eichenwald was that map 3.
Yeah. What was it like? I mean, I just bring my stuff on stage, keyboard, mouse, everything, and I just see that many people in the crowd, and I'm like, oh, That's a lot of people. It's gonna be tough to focus. And when you go on stage, like everything is shaky. The desks are like moving. You don't have any sound. Everybody's screaming in their mic. It's just very very bizarre. I don't know. You cannot get used to it. Even though we played like 14 games in front of the Blizzard crowd at the Blizzard Arena, that wasn't the same. You cannot replicate it. You cannot get used to it. It's just weird feeling.
Yeah, I remember Boom talking about it and saying it was like the whole place was just shaking constantly. I remember I went to one of the CS:GO majors in London, and they
Yeah,
had like the proper, they have like the soundproof booths.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, so they have a proper soundproof booth. So even though it's maybe a bit of a crazy atmosphere outside, it's quite calm there. And the players said, well, even though you can't really hear them like clearly, you still hear like noise. You hear like
Mm.
that, and also because everyone's like the crowd started stamping because they knew it was like soundproof booths, so it would just start shaking instead. So I was like, that's got to be worse, really. So were you? How was it? Did you? Was it pre-planned that you were always going to play map free, so you sort of knew you were going to come in, or?
Yeah, I think so. Like all the maps were like we knew what we were going to do. We didn't really adapt anything on the go. Um, so I knew I was going to play. And I don't know what was the result of that map. We lost, no?
You lost Icon World, yeah.
Well,
Sacre bleu. So yeah, so then you go to Volskaya and you do goats on attack with Moira, like the original goats. And then you do an Orisa Diva Hog mirror on defense, and this is the full try and hit the pull hook, try and eat the pull hook, don't get pull hooked. And then I think this is the Volskaya where Prophet ultimately wins it in the last fight by getting that 5-man, which I'm sure most
yep.
people have seen the clip of. So how was it? How was it after this then? So it's a very unique situation because most of the time, if you play in these big grand finals, it's just whatever happens, happens, and then you win or lose. Whereas you lose this one, but there's still two more best of fives to play over the next 2 days. So
Yeah.
what
I
happens? What
mean,
happens next in this like in between time?
that was a little sad. We were like, oh shit, they're not as bad as we thought they were. So maybe we're gonna need to think of something to make us win the game. Um, so yeah, I mean, everybody was like sad. But there is like one more day. Is it like 2 days or 3 days? I think it's on 2 days, no?
Well,
No
yes.
way.
So I guess spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know the results of season one.
Already.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. So you were going to play both. You play one best of five on the first day, and then potentially two best of fives on the
Yeah,
second
yeah,
day.
yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. But yeah, we are like, yeah, there is still tomorrow. We need to focus up, go back to the hotel, watch the VOD. And I think what we said, we are like, we want a map on Winston Diva, so let's try and do more of that. Um, but I don't know, like I remember I was like, we are not like focusing on why we lost. What should we improve on? I don't know, like I was a little mad because like we didn't have anything better than the day before. Like what we
You
do
didn't
we play
change
more
it.
aggressive?
You didn't change
Yeah,
anything.
we didn't change play style or anything. I was like, yeah, maybe it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, well, it turned out it was quite tough as well the next day.
Yeah,
So we go into the next best of five. You start on Junkertown, and you play this map. You play all these maps, I think, on this second day. And it's an
yeah,
Orisa Diva Hog mirror, which has become the classic of these playoffs. Lose that one. Then we go to Lijiang Tower, and it's a Pharaoh, Widow, Zen, Mercy, Winston Diva mirror. And I think you
yep.
play this one, which is maybe a bit interesting because now you're playing ahead of Hopper on this particular map. So I don't know if that's because there's like a particular swap in mind or something, or if
No, I don't think I was supposed to play that map, but I think maybe Hotbar was like a little bit more like getting shaky by the crowd, maybe.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's try something else. And yeah, I remember the game, like they were just diving us, and we never experienced something like that. We were like just playing slow as always, and Gesture and Fury was just jumping on us like madmen. And we were like, wait, let's focus them, guys. They're feeding. And like their backlane were just pushing us and killing us, and we're like, what do we do, guys?
Well,
And then we realized too late that we had to jump first and create space and kill people.
Yeah, because this is weird. Because I think most people maybe do know this story now. That this because the story behind London's version of these events is that they completely mentally collapse at some point during playoffs, don't practice or refuse to practice, say they'll just play, then Frio both their games in Burbank. Well, yeah, yeah, Frio. I think all four best of fives they play,
Yeah.
and then obviously probably at a certain point decide to start practicing again since they're going to New York, and they just sort of bounce back, and it's. I think in many ways, for a lot of people who like follow a lot of esports or sports, it's actually a really unsatisfying story because you feel like they shouldn't be rewarded for mentally collapsing and then just clutching it out.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we are pretty sure that we are going to play against Valiant or yeah, Valiant. That was like Philly against Valiant, the final, and it would have been cool because Unko and Sun was there. But yeah, London just came out of nowhere. They were like, oh my god, guys, we are good actually. Let's just put everything on the side, play the game, and win it all. And that was impressive.
because then we go to map 3, and this is probably about as high pressure as it can get because this is now like have to win this one to stay in the series. And it's a double sniper, Zen Mercy, Winston Diva Mirror. You're in again. This one
What is it? King's Row?
King's Row, yeah. So I think you both full cap, if I remember right. But then they cap with time. So then they go goats. They have to attack and get a tick to win. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a draw on King's Row. And they go like goats with Moira to attack for final one. And obviously
Yep.
they cap it. So then obviously there's all these shots you always see. They always use them in the Overwatch League promo videos of like that first trophy and that first thing. You're on the other side of this, on the other side of the stage now. They don't show on camera. How does it feel? Because maybe at the start of the season, you never expected to be here on the grand final stage. But by the time you actually get there, it really seems possible now. Oh, we can actually win this now.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you just don't go at the final and just don't try your hardest. So yeah, everybody was like destroyed. Oh no, just it would have been such a magical moment to win the grand final. Nobody was expecting us to go there. Everybody was like putting us last. So I don't know, just going there and losing it is like no, not like this. And we are like so good on this meta. Yeah, it's a little sad. Everything is just a little sad about this final.
Yeah, well, it's such a nice story as well in some ways. Like the most mixed of any roster going into it. You arrive a little bit late. A lot of things don't go for you at the start. The whole season you spend clutching map 5s and winning map 5s and maybe getting wins you shouldn't get. You just about qualify in the last 2 days, and then you go on this like big run. You knock out everyone's favorite for the entire season in New York, but just not to be on the final day.
Not enough. Nope. It is what it is sometimes, you know.